Hello and welcome back to Flawless Podcast. I'd like to apologize for the delay we had in the start of this stream. I know you're thinking why I have the United preview still on from the last game week, but can we just say how wrong we were and what a shocker it was? I don't know how Manu decided to turn up for the one game in the calendar year we thought was for sure going to be a feasting ground for the likes of Salah, Trent Arnold, but they turned up for once and they beat them 2-1. Shocking result on the weekend. But I mean, there was nothing normal about this weekend, was there? We saw 3-3 at Newcastle and Man City, and we are all in shock. Before we get into this game week, apologies from my co-host, the one who you guys have come to enjoy over this few weeks, Amule Chada. Sadly, he couldn't make it, and I apologize for the graphics not being as good as they were from him. I tried my best. Hopefully, they're not so bad. But anyways, we move. So, I think we can start off this game week. But before we do, shout out to Footy Mates. They challenged us on, the previous week to try and see who will get the highest fantasy points between both of us. And unfortunately, this time they got us, but I can promise you that's not going to happen again. Before we start off, I'm just going to do one quick thing and share the link. I can see Mr. Unmesh is in the chat. Shout out to you. Let's get right into it, I guess. And I'm sure my fellows will be sharing the podcast, so I don't need to do it. But anyways, let's get into this game week. I hope you guys are ready and we don't have another shocker this week. So, the first game of the week, kicking us off, Southampton versus United. Interesting game. I don't know how it's going to go. It can go either way from either team. Players to look out for from fantasy standpoint, I think Bruno, Sancho, Shea Adams, and Kyle Walker-Peters from Southampton side. These are the players I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. Surely it's Sancho's turn to show up and show us why he came for that big money mega move. Surely it's time. And maybe Bruno starts to find his feet again. It looked like he had a couple decent passes here and there. We're starting to see the small glimpses, which we hoped we would. From Che Adams, he's a goal scorer. I think if anyone's going to keep them up this season, it's him, along with Kyle Walker-Peters, who's a great talent they have in their ranks. As far as predictions go, we have myself with 1-2 to United, Rajdeep with a draw, and Amule also matching me on this one with 1-2. And for the guys who are wondering when we'll get to see the stats of who did well last week, I will leave that to Amule to tie it up for all the weeks. So he'll do it for this week and as well as last week to see who's leading in the predictions and how many of them we got right from last week and as well as this week now. I don't have much to say. Southampton is a bogey place to go. I feel like you never know what you're getting. They might turn up and just blow you away, and they might not. But I feel like United, maybe that Liverpool win just kicks on their season, because that was a big win. That's a statement win. Regardless of if Liverpool were weak or not, that's a statement win coming from the time when you had not done anything. So, I mean, it's a statement win, losing to Brighton, Brentford, and then coming back to win the guys who trashed you last time. I feel like that's a big statement win. Maybe it's the Casemiro magic, and maybe he'll be available for this game as well. So we can see a solid United performance. I hope so, at least. Not that I hope so. I would want Southampton to win, but I think they got this one in the bag. Moving on. I wasted too much time on a dead team. This like the battle for the 17th place. Dead. We have Chelsea against Leicester. Guys, it was really a shocking weekend, wasn't it? We had Chelsea getting battered by Leeds. 3-0. Oh my god, I can't believe what we just saw. 3-0. Who saw that coming? If any of you saw that coming, let me know in the chat. But don't lie. We have some liars here, so don't lie. Who saw this coming? 3-0. As far as the fantasy guys go, I've chosen the boring picks. James, Mount, Madison. But Mount is in there with a shout because maybe he always gets a response from the fans. So seeing as the game is at Stamford Bridge, I think he could really turn up for this one, especially being humiliated. He's a Chelsea boy. He must have felt it. And James, I have him there not because of the reasons you would think, not for the points, but seeing as Koulibaly is out for the game and he's going to play centre back, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get any returns. I see him playing as right centre back. As for Madison, I feel like he started off the season strong where he left off. Let's see what he can do. I mean, he loves a goal against a London team, so he might be the one to watch out for. And I don't see the goals coming from anywhere else in Leicester's team either way. This could be a nice one. We all across the board predict wins, just by different margins. I went for the more optimist 3-1, Rajdeep 2-1, Amule 2-1. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in this one. Could be a very interesting game. I'm not going to write Leicester off yet, but they could be in trouble if they lose this one as well. Moving on, we have Brighton versus Leeds. Both teams have started the season strong. We're expecting big things from both of them. As looking at how they've started, I've gone for Solimash. I don't know from where everyone is hyped on him. Personally, I don't see the hype, but if you see it, let me know. I can't really tell you why his demand is suddenly shot up. Maybe I've not just been paying attention to them, but yeah. As far as from Leeds goes, I have my own personal interest in this one. Rodrigo, the golden boot leader at the time. If he continues on this form, guys, this could be a juicy season for Leeds. They're playing good football. I'm loving the way they're moving the ball, fast, quick, responsive. Rodrigo is looking like he's finally found his feet. And seeing as though I think Bamford is out again. I think he got injured. I'm not sure. So I think that'd be a great player to look out for. And from a fantasy standpoint, I really hope he does well, especially coming in at that 6 million mark. Not many players in that mark. So only I have gone for Leeds win 1-2. My fellow co-hosts have gone for 1-0 from both of them. Let's see how it plans out. Maybe I'm the one who's not seeing it going in Brighton's favour. I just feel like Leeds, those breakaways, I think it'll be a back and forth game, and then Leeds just get that goal towards the end. That's what I feel at least. It's going to be a good game regardless. They're both doing well. Let's see where they go. I'm excited to see. This season is full of surprises. Both teams have done well. We have Man City versus Crystal Palace. Guys, can I just say Crystal Palace were dealt a hard hand. They started off the season with Arsenal at home and they hadn't had pre-season. So some people say that they weren't gelling as much as they would have liked just because of not having any pre-season in the prior year. So, sorry, not the prior year, before the start of the season. So maybe that's a tough game, Arsenal first game. Then they go into Liverpool, get a draw there. And now they're playing in just 1 week and 1 week in between. And now they play Man City, the champions, at their home. They've been dealt a tough draw, but they are showing some real mettle. Patrick Vieira has a project in his hand. And if they continue to back him, he's doing some wonderful things. For fantasy, I've gone for Walker. Again, for another reason that I feel like he might play centre-back. Because I saw Ake was injured. And I'm not sure if Pep is looking to play anyone else in that position and might try Walker at centre-back with the new signing they've made. Someone can remind me his name, to fill in at left-back and maybe Cancelo at right-back. This is all a big maybe. I just couldn't pick anyone from City's team. I mean, they're always the obvious choices of Cancelo and all, Kevin De Bruyne, but that's just boring. Let's just try and see another player if Walker. Let's see how much impact he can have. And as for Crystal Palace, I think this is the time, this is his season again. Mr. Crystal Palace himself, Wilfred Zaha. He started off the season strong. He's looking sharp. Those finishes were not easy, and he's making them look easy. And he is a player to watch out for. As for fantasy, his pricing is great. And if he continues in this run of form, and I love that cheeky penalty, him and Martinez had a go at each other. And eventually Zaha got the last laugh, but that was a great toss between them. I love to see that in football. I think it's becoming a bit soft, but we move. I think this was a good move from Patrick Vieira. He's got a young squad. Eze, another player to watch out for. He's looking very sharp. He has some clinical passes at times. Just at times maybe he lacks the decision making, or like in the final third, if he just perfects his movements, I think he's going to be a very dangerous player. Either way, me and Amule have gone for a Man City win, 2-1, 3-1, and then we have the shocking prediction from Rajdeep saying that it might be a draw at their home. I mean, it's not something we've not seen. They did do that last season as well. And if they do this, the champions lose points, and I guess there's only going to be one team at the top. Then I'm not saying I'm getting my hopes up, but we never know what could happen. It's a funny season, man. It's a funny season. If they lose, if they drop points, if they again against Newcastle, they already dropped points 3-3. Came back. That was a great comeback from them. That's why they're the champions. But if they drop points again, it could get interesting, man. Could get interesting. But I'm not holding my breath out on it. I still think they'll get the win. It's just what they do, man. They're a well-oiled machine. They're just gonna keep going at Crystal Palace, and eventually, I think they will break. And Rajiv Chola is in the chat to back up his claim. City losing incoming. City loss. I don't see it, but I hope he's right. I hope he's right. But let's see what happens. Moving on, we have Liverpool versus Bournemouth. You must be wondering why I don't have a photo of Robertson for my fantasy pick. Because just like in fantasy and in the games, he's been missing. I hope he does come back though, because I'm still holding him. It's his last week in my team. This is it. This is the way I draw the final straw. If they can't keep a clean sheet against Bournemouth at home, I think that's it. I'm done with Robertson. I'm getting off him. But I hope he can replicate his form from last season. But doesn't look hopeful. But I hope. I mean, that's all we can do, right? We hope. I don't know where he's just been missing, man. But anyways, we all think that Liverpool will get their win. I went for a 3-0. Rajdeep went for a 2-0. Amuli went for a 4-0. I don't know. With Bournemouth, I just don't see how they might have a chance against Liverpool. Especially a Liverpool that's rattled after that United loss. I just don't give them a chance. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I just don't see it happening. So, I mean, we all agree. We're all in agreement. I guess it's just a question of by what margin it's going to happen by. But, yeah, 4-0, I don't think it'll be that bad. At least I hope not for Bournemouth's sake. Because if this is the kind of battering they're going to take, I think it might as well write them down for relegation from now. But let's see what happens. It's a funny season, man. But no, I don't see any other result here. Realistically, no. For fantasy, I have Robertson. From Bournemouth, I've not yet seen anyone who I think can be a shout for your teams, but they don't look like they'll have anyone. Moving on to the next game, we have Brentford versus Everton. Brentford have started off strong this season, and they're looking good, man. It's not just that they're picking off teams at the right moment. Those that Brentford goal against United was one of the best counter-attacking football I've seen in a very long time. They made it look easy, man. The weight of that pass was something out of this world from I think, if I remember correctly, it was from Ivan Toney, right? Yes, to square the ball, and that touch to bring it down, that was electric counter-attacking football. Everton, a bit up and down. They did manage to come back against Nottingham Forest and secure the draw. I hated it. I hated every minute of it because I had Nico Williams starting, and I lost my clean sheet at the 88th minute. I guess you can't win them all, but that one really hurt, man. It really, really hurt. But I guess maybe out of Feist, I'm going for a 2-0 Brentford win, but I don't know. Actually, Amuli agrees with me with 2-1. He thinks Everton have a goal in them. I just don't see where it's coming from. It took a wonder goal from Gray to get that 88th minute equalizer as well. And Rajdeep thinks it's going to be a goalless draw. I don't see that happening though. Brentford are playing well. I think eventually there might be some goals in this game. Gray is to watch out for this game week, especially with if the Gordon's move to Chelsea materializes. I think this is a guy to watch out for because I think he'll start playing up front, especially with DCL not there to fill his boots. As far as from Brentford sides go, again, I think I have my own personal interest in this one. I have De Silva. He's playing well at his price point. I mean, you can't complain too much. Even if he gets you a return every 3 games here, I think you can't complain with that one. It's a great player to have as a rotation as well. You can't play him in all games, but at home, definitely I would play him because I think he has some kind of contribution in him, especially considering that Everton have shown some weakness in defense at times from here and there. But nah, you never know, man. We don't. I don't really think Everton can win this one, especially at home. Brentford are a team to be reckoned with. We've seen what they can do. Let's see how far they can go. Another team who has got a strong start to the season: Brentford, uh, Brighton, and Leeds. These three teams are to watch out for. They've had a brilliant start to the season for their standards, especially. The next game, my personal, very, very personal and dear to my heart, Arsenal versus Fulham. I mean, Fulham are no joke, man. I'm not gonna just sit here and say that yeah we're gonna blow them away, but I mean they are playing against the team with the only perfect record as of now, 3 games, 3 wins, and we're hoping to make it 4. But yeah, I think we all agree that Arsenal is gonna win. I think by 3-1. Rajdeep thinks by 2-0. Amula thinks 4-2. Wow, that's a high scoring game, but. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. As for fantasy picks, we have Mitro and Andres Pereira for Fulham. I think both of them are having great starts to the season. If they can keep this run going, I think Fulham will have a good chance of staying up and as well as finishing in a decent position. But it's all about how long can they keep going. As for Arsenal, I mean, where do I start, man? Where do I start? I don't know where to start. Which guy do you want me to gas up first? Is it Martinelli? Is it the Lord himself, Jesus, Mr. Gabriel Jesus, the Golden Boot winner in my eyes? I've gone for a big punt on that one. I said he's going to win the Golden Boot, and I think this is the kind of game where he's stat bats. But where do I start? And I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think the only guy who's missing, or rather not showing signs of what we know he's capable of, is Saka. But maybe he's just enjoying the time. He's letting the guys take the limelight from now, and then he's going to come and show up. I think this is the kind of game where he shows up and rewards all the guys who kept faith in him. I mean, I don't know where to start. Do you want me to talk about Saliba? Did you see that finish, man? That finish was better than some of the strikers in Premier League. On his weaker foot, please. Can we please add that? That was some finish. But yeah, Zinchenko is another great buy. I know people have Ramsdale. I mean, I don't know where to start. This is the team that's getting all the points right now, isn't it? I mean, in fantasy and in the action. So let's see what happens, man. I'm excited for this game at home again. I hope we keep our perfect record going, but let's see what happens. Which Arsenal player scores the most? Interesting. I mean, looking at how many chances Jesus is getting, he should be scoring at least 3 or 4 in a game. He's missing some of the sitter. I don't understand what's happening with Jesus. It's like he doesn't want to score the easy goals. He's just going for the bangers because he's had some easy chances and he just misses them at times. But I guess that just comes with having good flow of football. At least we're not having to rely on Saka. That's one good thing I'll tell you about it. Moving on, we have Miss Wolves versus Newcastle. So I've gone for fantasy first. We'll go through the fantasy first. I've gone for a boring option in Neto, not because of the reasons people might think, because of his transfer to Arsenal. So keep an eye out on that one, because you might want to snag him up before he completes his transfer to Arsenal. Because once he goes to Arsenal, I can see a good amount of minutes from him if someone gets injured, or if he comes in as a dynamic player, especially with all the leagues starting again, Europa League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. So he might still get some minutes. You might be shocked to see some minutes from him. But yeah, let's see what he can do. I still believe that I'm going to keep an eye on him just because he's coming to Arsenal. And I think if he does well, you should try and get him into your fantasy team, especially if someone gets injured or something. And from Newcastle's point of view, I had Trippier. That was a freaking great free kick. No one was saving that. And in the moment and against Man City, oh my days, it just made it better. Oh, that's right. Isak signing for Newcastle. Big money move. Arsenal wanted him. Big teams were interested in him. Actually, in January, he almost completed his move to Arsenal, but we just couldn't agree on the fees. So I think he almost completed his transfer. Sorry, I was just looking at the chat. But anyways, he almost completed his move to Arsenal. So he's not like a joke player. This guy was wanted by serious teams, but he completes his move to Newcastle. I think this confirms their ambition to try and push for the top six. This was a big statement signing from them, paying 60 million for him. And as we know, their biggest concern was keeping Callum Wilson fit for the whole season. And I think getting someone like him to get the goals now can really help Saint Maximum, which is why he's on my fantasy picks. In the previous stream, my co-host Amule had him to not even start against City, but shock, shock, shock. As soon as you write someone off, he comes back against City, gets 2 assists, was electric. I think outside the top 6, he's my favorite player to watch. He's always doing some crazy stuff on the pitch. Like, he's so fun to watch. He plays football like it's like he's on the streets. He's like on FIFA Street, man. He's just doing some crazy skill moves, this, that. If this guy had the end product, I swear to you, he'd be talked in some great conversations with some great players. I'm not going to go as far as say like maybe Neymar or something, but I'm telling you, if this guy had an end product, he would really be talked up there. Seems like I'm on the car audio. Well, it was always my dream to be a radio jockey, I guess. So guys, keep it on the car audio as well. It's a big signing, I still feel. But yeah, Wolves, I don't see. Let's see what happens. Me and Raji have gone for a Wolves win. Sorry, 0-2 for me, and Rajdeep says 0-1, and Amule thinks. Oh, sorry, my bad. I mean, me and Rajdeep have gone for a Newcastle win. 0-2, Rajdeep has gone for a 0-1, and Amule with a shocking result of 2-0 Wolves to Newcastle. Bro, what? Are you serious, bro? These guys are going for top 6, man. They can't lose to Wolves. They're gonna do well, man. I don't see them dropping points to the likes of Wolves, especially with the performance they had last week. I think they're gonna be fired up. They know that they can get the goals. I think we've just had the funniest comment I've read today. Neymar or Saint Maxwell, who wins the Ballon d'Or first? I don't see this one. To be fair, no, I'm joking. This is Neymar season, guys. This is Neymar season. I think the whole world is in agreement. This is the season Neymar wins the Ballon d'Or and shows everyone that he is still has levels to his games. I think people were starting to doubt where he stacks him on, but the way he started the season, he's motivated. I think he wants the Champions League as well as the World Cup. I think he's really, really motivated, especially because he came out and said this might be his last World Cup. So I think he's going to go all out. I don't think he's going to hold back anything. I think this is the season he shows us all why he's Neymar dos Santos Jr. Anyways, moving on. I think we've spent enough time on Wolves and Newcastle. I know Unmesh has loved every moment of this segment. He's a big Wolves fan. I think at a point he was considering changing from United to Wolves. It's just rumours. I'm not saying it's true, but that's the rumours I was hearing. He was finding a new team at a point. And next game we have Aston Villa versus West Ham. Aston Villa versus West Ham. Aston Villa is one of those teams. Every week you look at them and you're like, how do they manage the results that they're getting? I just don't see how do they manage the results. The shocking results, man. With the players they have, Coutinho, Leon Bailey, they signed Danny Ings, Ollie Watkins. I don't know what they're doing, man. I really don't know what they're doing in life. Because they have a good squad. I don't see what's happening. Yes, they lost Douglas Carlos to an injury for a good time. I'm not sure. I'm going to confirm that. But yeah, I don't see where they're doing. For fantasy, I have the 2 players I just keep backing for no reason. But I just think that they have something in them. Bailey, as all of my friends will tell you, that I've been waiting for him to have a good season. I think he's very electric. He's a dynamic player. He runs forward with the ball. He got an assist last week. Shocker. The week I bench him after gassing him up the whole season, I bench him. Of course, that's just what happens. And for West Ham, I've gone with the... I'm not even going to try and say his name, but I don't know what West Ham is doing, bro. You guys are bottom of the league. Just play your new signing, man. He's your new striker. Just play him. Like, what are you waiting for? You're already bottom of the table. Like, what can happen? Like, sure, he'll have a bad game, but it's not like you're having good games, man. Just play him. He's your new striker. Everyone is hyped to see him. If you guys watched our preview before the season, I said he's the player to watch out for. Surely they start him. Surely, man. This is the season they start him. Hopefully, man. Come on, like just play him this week, man. What are you doing, Moyes? What are you doing, man? Just play him. You bought him for the big money. Anyways, I don't know why I went on a rant. I really want him to play, man. Just play him, bro. Just play him, and I think he'll be an option to watch for them. Anyways, the predictions are, I say 1-2 to West Ham, and I think they finally get their win. I think it's fine. It has to happen, man. The bottom of the table, I'm sure there's some kind of fire in them. I mean, they were comfortably getting top 6 last 2 seasons. Maybe they didn't strengthen. That's where they're lacking, and all the other teams around them moved on. But maybe I just still feel it's just a time of them gelling again. We've not seen Bowen produce the kind of numbers he was last season. We're not seeing the team gelling, but I mean, I still think they have a win in him. Rajdeep says 1-1. I think that's even a bit more of a realistic result. And Amule says Aston Villa for a win and West Ham still winless, bottom of the table. That'd be a very surprise move considering people were starting to believe they're going to be a comfortable top 6 team. I think Mahrez is still being discussed in the chat by our fellow co-host Amule, who still believes he's better than Neymar for some reason. I don't know what he sees in him, man. Mahrez, the guy, man, he's really struggling for his form, man. And I believe it's the Amule curse. Guys, I swear if Mahrez doesn't do well, just play Amule, man. It's the Amule curse. Since he's hyped him up, he's not had good games. He's not even getting to play consistently. And moving on, we have Nottingham Forest versus Spurs. I mean, from the predictions, you can see which are the Arsenal fans and which guy keeps fluctuating his teams. Me and Rajdeep have gone for a 2-1 to Nottingham Forest. We're hopeful, and it will happen, guys. It will happen. And Amule has gone for a 1-2. To Tottenham, unfortunately. I don't know why he does this, man. From Nottingham Forest's side, I have a boring pick from the fantasy standpoint of view. I have Nico Williams. I just think he's starting to now gel into the team, and I think he's going to have a really good impact on the team. I mean, he's a Liverpool player who's come down to play at Nottingham Forest to develop further, I think, and if he wants that right back spot from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Okay, not even if he just wants to be even his backup, I think he has to start showing something. This is his time, and against Spurs, I would love it, bro. Just turn up for this game. Even if this is the only game you turn up for the whole season, I don't mind it. Just get the win. And we have Ivan Perisic from Spurs' point of view. I mean, he had a great debut last week. I think he assisted one, got the clean sheet points as well. So, and at his price point, I think he's looking really good. I know people didn't want to show about his minutes, but I think last game just shows that he's going to get all the maybe not 90 minutes, maybe 70 minutes from him. Anyways, the other options guys went was for the Chelsea double up. How did that work out for you? I think Amule and Rajdeep can answer that one because they went for double Chelsea with Cucurella and James. How did that turn out? And I think that's the last game of the... Yep, that's the last one of the weekend. So I think we'll take it from Q&A. I know this was a bit of a messy one, guys. It's my first live stream. I hold my hands up. It was done on a bit of short notice, but we'll have your favorite host back next week. Anyways, I'll take some questions from the chat. Otherwise, we'll look to wrap it up. We have an interesting shout from Dhruv Gohil going against my fantasy shout of starting Ivan Perisic. He says he's benching this week. Really? Do you really think it's going to be he's going to be bench? I don't think so, man. I don't see it happening. Like, after that start he had, I don't see the benching coming. And we have my co-host Rajdeep Challa with the worst puns I've seen. I won Spurs to lose. That would be perfect. I don't even want to go into it, man. Yeah, thanks for the Bailey edit was great. I was really proud of myself also on that edit. But yeah, man, I don't know. You guys can let me know if If you have any other questions, any other shouts for your fantasies. Oh man. Fofana to Chelsea. That's an interesting one. I do think it will happen. I see it happening soon. I don't think he's going to play this weekend. By the way, I don't see him playing against them. And if Leicester lose him and from the likes of Tillemans to Arsenal, I think they're in really, really big trouble because they haven't strengthened at all. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's like they are trying to go back into the what do you call it? The championship, the way they're moving. If I was to guess who gets red carded this weekend and who would it be? Uh Man, I would really love to see Chelsea in the mud. Just because they already have Koulibaly on a red card. I would love to see one of their main centre backs getting another red card. But if I'm being realistic, I think I see a red card coming. I don't know. I want to say a cagey game, but I don't know. I think let me just run through them. Let me see the games. Which game looks like it can be. Uh, I don't know. They look like good scraps, man. If I was to guess, I think the Man City Crystal Palace game, someone loses their head, but not really. I think Crystal Palace is well disciplined enough. I can't tell you, man. I can't tell you. If I'm being biased, I just want Fulham to get a red card. That'd be nice. That'd be nice for us. Yeah, it's interesting news coming out for Ronaldo, linking him to Milan. I think that's going to be a very strange move. Thanks for the question, Amule. I don't see how they're happening. How will they afford him? I just don't see it happening. Like, how are Milan going to afford his fees? First of all, his salary. Sorry, and I don't know. If that move happens, it'd be a very weird one. Why would he want to go back there? I don't see them competing. Milan is not going to compete for anything. He might as well just stay at United for now, I guess. Watkins versus Zuma. I don't see anything, man. As Rajdeep has mentioned, Aki is injured this week, and my fellow podcast host Amule Chada bought him in as well last week for a -4, may I add, just to transfer him out this week. Uh, and it has been confirmed by a very reliable source called City Extra. Guys, please check out our Twitter channels, our Instagram channels. We're really hoping to push for them. We have some great stuff out this week. Some great articles for you guys to read and follow on about the Premier League and all the other leagues. Please have a look. Let us know what you think about them. And we'll keep putting out more content according to the response we got. Come on, guys. Let's get this stream to at least 30 likes. If you get it to 100 likes, I replace Sabule as the host for this series. Get it to 100 likes, man, and I replace him. That's your sign of telling me. Anthony is better than CR7. Oh, guys, this is where we call the stream. This is where we call the stream, man. Anthony is better than CR7. Guys, I have some funny guys in the chat, man. Some funny guys. Anthony better than... Bro, if it was up to Anthony... I'm not even going to go into it, man. If it was up to these guys, anyone would be better than CR7, man. They call Anthony better than CR7, guys. Just take that in, guys. Anthony, bro. United fans think he's the next best thing. They think they found gold with him. Bro, with the price those guys are going to pay for him, if he even does well, I see him being another signing that just goes to waste like Sancho or something. No, I'm not saying Sancho was a bad signing, but he's a similar type of player. And, bro, doing it in the Dutch League and doing it in the Premier League, two different things, man. Hot take. Nicolas Pepe was the worst signing this decade. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't even try it, bro. Just for that goal against United, he's not. He's not. On New Year's, bro, I have a special attachment to him. We were at the game. Shout out to the boys who were there with us. We went to see Arsenal United and he scored the first goal, man. Just for that goal, he's a legend in my books. And with Harry Maguire being at United, guys, please pipe down. Please. Like, don't even try it, man. The worst signing this decade. Have we forgotten about Timo Werner? Lukaku. Lukaku to Chelsea. He came to Chelsea for 90 million just to bounce out of there for free. And you call Nicolas Pepe the worst signing this decade, guys. Please, come on, man. I have my other co-host with the ball knowledge also agreeing with me. We have Maguire and Lukaku still playing football, guys. Uh, Anyways, I think if that's all, someone said Martinez is doing it in the Premier League. Bro, he had one good game, man. One good game. It means nothing, bro. It means nothing. I mean, let's see what he does, man. Let's see what he does with Casemiro now. They do look like a team that's a retirement house for Real Madrid players at the moment. I mean, I don't know how many more they're planning to get from Real Madrid and give them a good retirement home. But let's see what happens this week. United fans, they're on a high. Arsenal fans on a very good high. Where is Fellaini, bro? That's an interesting question, bro. I think Jose might still be interested in him. The amount he played that guy over other players, he might still be interested in him. Anyway, guys, I think I'll call it there. It's been a pleasure hosting it on behalf of my co-host. I hope I did a semi-decent job. You guys were happy with some of the things. I think now we just had some trolls in the chat, man. They're just throwing anything around. They said United for 3 UCLs in a row. They're not even in the UCL right now. Anyways, let me know who you think will win the Champions League in the comments below, as well as the Europa League. I have Arsenal to win the Europa League this season. I think if we can keep our players fit, mark my words, I think we do win the Europa League as well. Notice how I put that as well. We're winning the league, guys. We're winning the leagues. And peace out with that comment.